Where'd my camera go? Where'd my camera go? It was just here. Oh no. I gotta fix that. Ah, there I am. Hey, good morning. How you doing? My name is Jeff Fritz. Today is, what day is today? Today is October 12th, 2018. Welcome back to my live stream here on Twitch. We're going to write a little code today. We're going to have a little bit of fun. You know what? I've got something misconfigured here. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. My Stream Deck is on the wrong profile. Nope, we're good. I think we're good. Maybe. Maybe. Right, let me take a quick look. It should be when I go over here. That's weird. That's weird. All right, we'll figure this out along the way. No, they're on the wrong settings. Oh, that's going to be fun. Let's fix this real quick. So, you know what? Let me start off. I'm wearing my Ineta hat today. Ineta was the, the .NET Association to help grow user groups and to help make the .NET community a little bit better, a little bit friendlier for folks to get involved and present and teach at different organizations around the world, not just in the United States. So I like to remember Ineta as being that great outreach from folks. Yes, a long time ago. It was discontinued just a few years ago. But they did a great job getting folks connected and getting speakers into communities so that they could help out wherever folks wanted to engage and do cool new stuff. No, this should be like something like this. Yeah, all my buttons got messed up here. All right, we're going to fix this real quick. And that's the one I want, right? And this should be something like that. All right, let's let me go back over here. Let's take a look. Let's get some music to code by to listen to over here. Of course, this is music written by our friend Carl Franklin, intended to get you in the flow, get you tuned in and focused on everything it is that you might need to get done. Today I'm going to play Orchid. Ah, there we go. I like this one. This is pretty good. Nice vibes here. Let me set that level. There we go. And let's go over to our full view here. Let me make sure this works. Ah, there we go. Ah, not too bad. That's where we want to be, I think. Good morning, nerdy tech guy. And good afternoon, Shy Sharp. Gareth Hubball is here. Hey, Maz, good to see you. Love seeing those emotes. Turrican is here. Sinad Meskin, hello, hello. Nerdy tech guy. Hey there. Hey, Frank Boucheros. Coated Beard and Rambling Geek. Hi all. In work, we'll join in as much as possible. You know what? I hear a lot of folks like to just have this playing in the background. Right? There we go. That's the music to code by that I like. Let me just turn this down just a little bit so it's not overpowering. There we go. No, don't go away. All right. What do we got here? Hey, Brady Gaster is here. Good morning, Brady. It's an early morning for you. Good evening, Venkat. And Avendro, hello, hello. Beck Bristow, look at this. Which track is that? It's listed as Indigo is the name that I got. Let me, you know what? I haven't gone to Music to Flow By in a while. Music to Flow By. This is one of the newer songs that Carl wrote. So, and I, of course, want to throw a big shout out there to Carl. Huge thanks for letting us listen to his music while we write code together here on the channel. So there it is, musictoflowby.com, and if you scroll down here, all about history of what the project is. If you click through to the dub here, you'll get access to premium episodes. I'm not sure. See, he changed some of the names of these. Because if I go all the way back, the first ones here, the first three, they were all named after colors. And if you go to mtcb.pwop, I need to talk to Carl, make sure I get the names of the tracks right. Breaking changes. Yeah, I guess it's a little bit of breaking changes, sure. Yeah, there we go. So there's Indigo right there. Right, that's the song that we're playing, right? Yeah. So you can get some samples here on mtcb.pwop.com. All the way down through. Blue is the original one that really gets me focused almost immediately. You named Outsider, looking very purple today. Oh, thank you. Very purple. I blend into the Twitch background. See, check this out, right? Watch this. Watch this. I've got a Twitch background here, and I'll just kind of disappear into it. Well, okay. All right, so my camera's not turned on. See, I kind of blend in. Haha, look at that. But that's not where we want to be. We want to be over here. We're not talking about Twitch today. Yeah, Brady. Brady's pointing out there. My favorite American football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, reigning champions of the league. They won last night. They beat those always tough New York Giants in New York. Well, not really in New York, in New Jersey, because it's hard to build a giant stadium for football in New York City. But that doesn't matter. The point is, we won last night. Purple, is it raining? No, Brave Cobra. No. But thanks for stopping by, Uncle Bill. Great to see you. The Twitchy Jeff. Back to 500. Yes, we are. Hey, Sarah. Yes, got the Inetta hat. Sporting that. Look at that. There we go. It's very... Now, look, the green. If you look closely at the green one, the chroma key is grabbing it, and it kind of fades away. All right. Vikings got a payback win. Yeah, they did. And you know what? It's hard for a Super Bowl team to... Look at it. What are you doing there, camera? Zooming. It's hard for a Super Bowl team to come back a second season and do really well, especially when so many of their guys were injured. So many players injured, it's tough. And everybody does get energized to play the champions every week. All right. Oh, check this out. Here, I wanted to show something to you. Let me make sure. Do I have this set up right? Yep, I do. I got a new sound effect. I've got the Owen Wilson. Wow. It's amazing. Wow. Okay, now that's just kind of crazy. All right, enough about that. Where was I going? So, if you joined us yesterday, our friend Rich Ross was here with us, and we walked through doing some work with cognitive services, and particularly the Q&A maker that Azure makes available to go along with cognitive services. It's at qandamaker.ai is the real easy way to find it. You like the Owen Wilson sound effect? Wow. That's great. Just do it! Oh, we will. I need a so good sound effect. Who says that? You know what I was looking for? I was looking for lightning. Lightning would be really good, because then I can do stuff like sound like the Almighty on high. And then you need that lightning crash. And then it would be amazing. But I love the echo. The Funkmaster Flex Bombs and Things. The Vikings do have a long injury list too. Sure they do. All right. So let's see. So we talked about Inetta briefly. So Q&A Maker is what I wanted to highlight here. Really neat stuff. It was easy for us to hook up. We have a very simple JSON call that we can make, HTTP call to a JSON endpoint. This jumps to Core Wiki, but that's where we're going to work today, but I want to make sure that I highlight this. If you go over to our Stream Tools project and you peek at the chatbot, there's a command here called the Azure Q&A command. And if you take a look at this one, you'll see exactly how... Where is it? Exactly how I call and get questions and answers back I submit questions and get answers back from the bot. Real easy to set up. I need to do a little bit more configuration here to make this URI, right, where my instance of the service resides. I need to make that injectable. Let's make that a little bit easier for you to see there. So what you do is you end up setting up your own app service that hosts cognitive services, hosts the Q&A knowledge base, and mine's sitting here at FritzBot Q&A. I need to make that configurable, but I think we'll be in great shape using this going forward. So, of course, you can ask questions in the chat room. What editor is Jeff using? And it will answer. It should answer. It was answering. Ooh, look at this. There it goes. Access denied. I got an access denied error. Stop the press. Look at this. That's new. Nah, it's not a turn it off and on again. I think I have my keys configured wrong. It's becoming sentient. Let me ask that question again. Just see what. Now it's really not doing anything. Wow. Remote server returned an error. Access denied. I must have one of my keys configured wrong. All right. We had that working. We'll get that fixed. Maybe because it's me. Yeah, right? Can you make usernames in video to be as on Twitch? You know what? That's interesting. It forced them all to lowercase. That's new. I haven't seen that before. No, I haven't exceeded the number of calls. No, it's an access denied. My keys are configured wrong. So the Azure key here, I have a feeling I have configured incorrectly. If I look at where Azure key comes from, it's from Q&A subscription key under Azure. Yeah, you know what? I updated the wrong. Hang on. I can. I know how to fix this. All right, let's do this. I'll stop that. I can go. Where can I go? I know how to fix this. I know how to fix this. We're going to go. Not there. Stream. Go to my tools. I am going to back out briefly to this view because I'm going to change this. I need to set Azure Services Q&A subscription key. I've got that. Okay. And my knowledge FritzBot Q&A knowledge base ID. So I can show you where I am. I'm looking at these two configuration points, Azure key and knowledge base ID. So when it makes the connection, it's going to that URL, that knowledge base ID, and it's passing in that key. And I believe I have them set properly. Looking at my configuration that I'm passing in. I'm gonna have to figure that out later. Because I literally need to debug which keys are being passed back and forth. I will take a look at that. That's what I thought. It was the old key. You know what? I didn't swap the keys yet. We'll figure it out. I'm not concerned. I can come back to that after. All right. What I want to do today is I want to spend some time. We're going to restart the widgets here. There we go. But as far as the chat widget, you're right, it isn't. Now look, it went and moved on me. Thanks. Right, that is actually coming out of Streamlabs. What did they do? I think they changed something on their end that they're reformatting everybody's names there because everybody's being forced to lowercase. That's wacky. I will take that as a second action item to go and resolve. All right. Streamlabs chat widget. Names are all lowercase. We will figure that one out. And the other one was access denied to the bot. All right. Cool. Hey, Guntbert. I saw that like 4 months ago also. The lowercase? Really? Huh. All right. There's got to be something simple there that we're missing. So, I want to come back to CoreWiki here, and I want to talk about some of the questions that have been raised, and they're good questions that have been raised by some folks in the issues. And I'm going to start with this one from our friend Eldorian. Haven't had a chance to pay attention to the development over the last few months, and I've actually been recording trying to put together an update, like a 6-month summary of what's been going on with CoreWiki, so that folks know and can jump in at this point and understand what's happening, what this thing is, what's going on there. So I'm trying to put that together, and it's taken a bit of editing and trying to figure out exactly what the highlights are we want to discuss. But the initial configuration is what he's running into, and it's tricky, it's difficult to get up and running, and the documentation that we have around the project is a little short. It's not very friendly, right? Getting started isn't clear what you need to do in order to build your application, in order to deploy, in order to start using it. So we need a little bit more documentation. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure what happened there, but all of a sudden, a huge list of folks just joined the chat. Wow. Anyways, so we need to figure out a better way to spread some documentation, to spread the love about CoreWiki, so that folks can find it and use it easier in whatever it is that they're doing. And thank you, Rambling Geek, for the reply here to indicate here's how to get started. We definitely need to improve the documentation around the product and improve that getting started experience. We'll tackle this. That's not how you spell tackle. Over the next few weeks, and hopefully it will be much easier to get started and learn how to use CoreWiki. It's a very good point. We want this to be usable so that folks can start using this more, right? It's more than just being a toy, being a sample that we've started simply. Because right now, without any of that documentation,
and you blew it,
it's hard for people to get started, right? Documentation and commenting in source code. Now wait a sec. Commenting in source code? Stop the press. The horror. Okay, that's enough. Can you believe it? Source code should be self-documenting. In a professional organization where we expect everybody to be at a certain level, I can see making that discussion, having that argument. Source code arguments, source code comments do go stale. They do. Code changes, and we can ensure that that code still works by running unit tests. We can't validate comments. Comments are strings, comments are embedded in our code, and they don't really, right, as code changes, as our continuous integration builds happen, we don't have that verification that they properly work. And you're right, Space Shot. It's not an easy problem, but it doesn't have a one-size-fits-all answer. But that's a great idea, GA Progman. Let me come back to that question in just a second, because you're making a very good point there. What I think, Tagaron, thank you for the subscription. 8 months in a row. Whoa! Whoa! Thank you so much for your support, and of course, we're going to make some donations to Girl Develop It. And I'm actually talking to some folks from Girl Develop It, see if we can have them join us for a stream. And there's some folks from another organization that I know you use their products. We're going to have them joining us early in November. I want to make sure that everything gets cleared and goes through their marketing and promotion department before I talk about them, but we're going to have some folks from Girl Develop It join us in the very near future. It's going to be really great. So, to finish about comments, I agree in a professional organization, in a product that's changing dramatically, right? And you have a team that's heads down and they're working on it to write your code so it's very self-documenting. That is, you're writing methods or you're writing properties that are very descriptive of what it is they're doing. Sure, you can get away with that. You can get away with that. I'm not saying that that's a great practice, but you can get away with it. Does CoreWiki have a marketing team? Brady and I will talk about that in the very near future. Anyways, wait, I should have put on the echo for that. Hang on, let's do this. Hey, there it is. Is that better? Wait, what? No. Do you have GNUs? The marketing thing. Yeah. As in GNU Linux? No, don't go there. Stop it. Stop it. No. So, what I wanted to say, let me finish about the commenting. In a professional organization where you have everybody at a certain level and you can kind of enforce on each other, hey, you need to name these things better, fine, you can do that. In a project, an educational project, like we've always positioned CoreWiki to be, we've actually delivered some things to be hang on, yes, you're getting ahead of me. CoreWiki is a very educational project. It's something that we've been learning, and it's something we've been working on together and growing. I think we should encourage more comments in it, especially as we get pull requests, so that together we learn, and for those folks who are reading our code and trying to learn why we made the decisions we made, they can of course refer to the video with this mug on it, and that mug. See what I did? Okay. But we can also then have a little bit of description in our code so that folks can learn. Now, let me go back. GA Progman said, is there an instance of CoreWiki with documentation for CoreWiki? And that is a fabulous idea, because I do have corewiki.info. It's there. It's there. Load up already! Where are you? Shock the hamsters. Corewiki.info. Let's go. It doesn't like to load on Linux. Computer says no. Try that one more. It's right here. Go. Of course, now it loads. There it is. And we still haven't seen any themes submitted. So we very much could put some documentation here, host it, make it searchable, and make this kind of the canonical core wiki about core wiki, along with maybe some other articles about some things that we're doing. Not sure. So that's a thing. Frank asks, is the project part of Hacktoberfest? And Brady, I spoke to some folks, and I was told that if folks did submit to the Hacktoberfest, right? Let me find the thing, right? Hacktoberfest. If folks submitted that they worked on a Microsoft, one of my projects, if they contributed code to CoreWiki, Stream Tools, and they submitted to Hacktoberfest that they worked on that project, then I can sign off and they will get credit for it for Hacktoberfest. Now, I got to finish closing the loop there and actually make sure that those folks are aware that my projects are available for folks to contribute to. But I was told that they could give credit for this. So yes, if you are App Pool is sleeping. If you are interested in getting credit, I think it's a T-shirt they're giving away. Go ahead and you can submit some information there. Expect about 1 million PRs in the next few days. I wouldn't complain. Only the ones that I accept, though, are going to get credit. Yeah, I think we all caught it as it was waking up. So, not bad. 14,000 views. Holy crow. Not bad. I did a 1-character pull request to update the docs. No. Please no comments in source code explaining the source should be outside like in the online instance. I agree, explaining the source should be outside. But this is an educational project, and I want to make sure that folks are able to review and see the content and learn from it. Here's the thing about commenting. If it is hard to comment, the code should be simplified. Yes. There's a good one. Yes. Absolutely. All right, so there's CoreWiki. It's out there. It's running. We definitely could load this up with some other... with some more content about CoreWiki. More than just a simple hello world here. I think we need more permissions. I need to create some authors so that we can add that. Could you add documentation instead of comments? I think both work. Some people will be looking at C# for the very first time. Yes. XML doc comments is a great place to start. I think that's almost like a minimum. That way you can get the IntelliSense to help. Documentation generated from comments. Yeah, I think that's another good way to look at it. Yeah. We want to make sure we don't give bad cut and paste code. Yeah, another good point. Absolutely. So I have 2 pull requests sitting out here that we can take a look at. I'm going to take a shot at the first one here, and then we'll talk about moving some code around, doing a little bit of documentation work here. Oh yeah, Janescu, did you get the prize? Did that arrive for you? CoreWiki article generated from livestream. That's not a bad idea. Has it shipped, Janescu? You mentioned that you're looking to improve the docs and first boot in the next few weeks. So is it work folks making PRs for docs now, or will they be eliminated by the work in the next few weeks? No, I think PRs for docs I think is a very good idea. I think we're still working on our concept of the first start. Right? What happens when you first start CoreWiki and, you know, putting in that configuration, that initial first user, those things I think are what we want in that first start configuration. We'll figure out what else comes along with that. But we still need some documentation built that says how to use CoreWiki. First boot was meant to be first start. Yeah. No, I think they're both important features. I do think we need to remember that documentation is a feature. The captioning is basically covering up important areas of the screen. Can it be moved down? You know what? I don't control the captioning. You can turn it off. There's a little CC button there. What is that? Closed captions something. Convert CoreWiki to be an operating system. Now cut that out. T-shirt arrived earlier in the week. Cool. Live blogging from stream. There is a stream tools issue. I open. Can you add those to it? Right. So Janescu's had a couple of interesting ideas to do integrations with stream tools that I would love to do. But I think there's a little bit more interest in working on CoreWiki. Yes, lots of opportunities. All right. So I want to take a look at this first one because I think Lithics did a nice job here of getting right to the point and moving the URL helpers class. Allow me to explain. So there was an issue that was opened. Yeah, look at this. Brave Cobra, you jumped on it already. This is exactly... this is exactly the response that I was going to have, and you beat me to talking about it here on stream. We have a problem. We have an issue that we need to resolve here, where Daniel identified our URL-friendly method that takes the name of our articles inside the wiki and puts it on the query string, puts it in the path of CoreWiki, so that we can have that nice search engine optimized path. That method's called URL helpers, and this, I really like where you're going with that, Janescu. That last comment or two that you have there, that's a really cool idea. Let me come back to that. So this is duplicated in these two objects, right? We have the same technique to clear up and make those article names a little bit more friendly. And what Lithics did was Lithics removed it and just trimmed it down so that the article object here in the domain didn't have a URL-friendly method anymore. And scrolling down, everything now references the one that's in CoreWiki Core Common, which does exactly what was described. However, and kudos to Brave Cobra for this, when you think about what we're trying to do here, there's a relationship between objects, and architecturally maintaining that, what we call the slug, that URL friendly format of the article name, should be the responsibility of the article and not some helper method that the web knows how to do. And by just repointing everything to the helper method, while successful, does exactly what it was meant to do, it doesn't architecturally solve the problem properly. It's reintroducing dependencies that Brave Cobra was trying to remove. I want to open up the code here and take a look at it. Of course, this is October. It's not just October, it's Ubuntober, and we've got the penguin gracing us this month. We're going to be using Ubuntu all month long. And let's zoom in here a little bit and go into our CoreWiki repository. Let's make sure I've got the latest here. and then we'll start up and take a look here. Hey, Robert Tables. Good to see you.
Oh, my.
Robert Tables is here. Little Bobby Tables. Let's start this up. I thought I saw, hey, Veronica's here too. Let's see, who else? Just gonna peek around the chat room here. Latte Mote, good morning. Early for you there on the West Coast. Let's see. Of course, Maz. Yeah, oh yeah. Always great to see you here. Enter my password. Because my code is that secure.
Wow.
It is secure. Okay.
I don't know who you are.
Why don't you know who I am?
I don't know what you want.
What?
If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money.
I know.
But what I do have
What do you have?
are a very particular set of skills.
Very particular.
Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Very long career.
Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you.
Okay.
I will not pursue you.
Good.
But if you don't,
Yeah.
I will look for you.
Okay.
I will find you.
Hide and seek. I like that.
And I will kill you.
I hit the wrong button. My button. I was trying to hit more Owen Wilson. What do we got here? You're getting pretty good at it. Proud of me for trying to say. Oh, thank you, Robert. When you work in ASP.NET Core 2.1, you get HTTPS projects by default. How best to add the dev certificate? Yes. I have acquired skills such as MFC, ActiveX, VB6, and ATL, a particular set of skills. How to install a certificate for Ubuntu? Yeah, I think we need to get some help on this one. I've been struggling with that as well. That's perfect for October. I know, isn't it? How to get HTTPS working on your local dev environment in 5 minutes. All right. Cool. So, coming back to what Lithix was working on, and Brave Cobra, I think, properly pointed this out. The issue that we have is this URL-friendly method exists in two places. Here I am inside the article, inside of our core. These are our domain objects, right? These are the objects that really exist and have the core, have all the business logic for our application. And right now at this point, there isn't too much business logic, right? But URL friendly very much is a piece of business logic. It's what converts our topic name, right? So there's our topic, here it is. Converts our topic name into that slug, that URL friendly piece of our navigation. .NET Dev Certs thing gives you a PFX event on Ubuntu. It should even be a non-static private method. Sure. I can buy that too. So really, the concern, the architectural issue that we're trying to resolve. Right, let me go back to Firefox because we have a nice set of docs here, diagrams, that I want to at least step through to make sure that we're all on the same page, and also to kind of verify I'm not thinking about this improperly. There we go. So, yeah, do that. There we go. It's time for Jeff to talk theory. When somebody makes a request for a website, they're coming in through right now a web client. They make a connection to the back-end services. They're making that request against a controller that says, oh, here's the name of the article that Jeff's trying to request. Foo. We're going to reach into the application, figure out what that article is that folks are trying to read, and we're going to get that article out of our persistence location using Entity Framework, right, which is right now sitting in SQLite, and we're going to return it. Now, that's great. Except for when we write that article, we're going to push it through. All of the security stuff is over here. See, security is so simple. We're going to push that through here, and we're going to create our article inside the application. And at that point, we're going to create our domain object. And our domain object is going to apply whatever business rules we might need to work with. And then it's going to go through Entity Framework and save it into the database. I think there's a line missing here. That when we create, we do the write here, we also need to push it into the search technology. So, now, where Brave Cobra, let me address the last comment there, because I think it's a very good one. What we've done at this point is we've exposed our URL-friendly method, and this is where I think it should be, here on our domain article object. This is that shared object that's going to make decisions. Yes, the application calls the persistence. Right. This makes the decisions, and then we figure out how to go persistent. When this business rule is applied, great. We end up getting our static, our slug coming out of it. We shouldn't be doing that URL-friendly detection and work over in an extension method that's kind of where it started off as kind of a repository for bad actors. No. Here we go. So in this common URL helpers method class inside of our application object, this isn't, while this is accessible to the application, this isn't where we should be making this. This isn't where we should be making this type of decision. There's 19 references to this method. Yeah, these need to go. These need to be simplified. These need to be moved out so that instead of coming through and saying, "Oh, go calculate the URL reference, the URL slug," fetch them from the article. Or set a title on the article and let the slug be calculated for you. And that's the refactoring that we're trying to encourage. Make sense? Are we good there? What do we think, chat room? Am I completely talking out of my keister here? What do you think? Help me out. You're my conscience. You're the Jiminy Cricket sitting here on my shoulder saying, "Oh, that's great, Jeff. I think that's a wonderful thing for us to do." Let me know. Does anybody actually have a voice like that? Or are we all just kind of grooving with the music? I know. I did confirm what you said, Brave Cobra. We're on the same page here. Huh? It's a good thing. Sounds good, says Rambling Geek. All right, we've got a consensus. So, when I said 19 references, why is that bad? Great question. And actually, Brave Cobra is actually taking the next step there that I want to make sure we want to address here. Brady says needs to bounce. 5 minutes to prep G Fuel, number 2 of the day before the meetings start. I got mine ready to go. Ba-ba-ba-ba. I've started drinking this stuff, and let me tell you, it's been pretty good. I'm a bit of a fan. It's so Brady's really enjoyed it since I shared it with him during the 24-hour .NET Conf event as a replacement for coffee. It's not bad. Vitamins, minerals, all that stuff in it. No sugar, but the same amount of caffeine as coffee. So you don't crash quite like you do when you're drinking coffee with a lot of sweetener in it. Time for wine, says Coated Beer. Nice. L-Dopa, yes. So you feel so good. So good. But I gotta have some pumpkin spice in the morning. All right. So the 19 references here, because this is really the URL helpers class over here that this thing is living in. This is really an extension method. This is right. This is cleanup code that's been kind of dumped here, almost like a god class, right? It's not. It doesn't know how to do anything except for format strings, and it can be applied and used anywhere. When really where it needs to be interacting, the business rule that it needs to actually work on is the formatting of that article, of that article's slug. So let's put it in just that one place where it's important for it to be used, and hide it from everything else where it doesn't need to be involved, right? This is somewhere that it could be abused. It could be called by somebody that doesn't really need it. So, I know, Robert Tables, I'm mad. I'm crazy. So let's start killing code. Yes. Right. There's 9 references to the URL-friendly method itself. 19 to this class. And that feels bad. So here's what I'm going to do to start breaking things to start. I'm going to open up a terminal here. And, you know what? No, we don't need a terminal. I think we can do this because I've got the live testing deal over here. Please open or set the test project to ensure your project compiles. I thought I had one. What do you mean? Can't you find it? Go find it. Go. Discovering test. Yeah. Come on. It feels like these methods are pure functions. A particular string always returns the same output. I like for those to be static. If you're making a string URL friendly, then I'd like making it an extension method since I'm operating on a string in a pure fashion. But many reasonable people do not agree with me there. Let me just push that discussion a little bit. What we're seeing is that this string interaction occurs really in only one place. Now, why isn't that test finding this? I wish I could tell it somehow what the test is, because it's running in the wrong folder. That feels bad. I had this working the other day. So we want to let's keep this logic in just that one place. So I do have some extensions here. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These first 5. These are all the standard things that you get with Visual Studio Code, right? Files, search, source control, debugging, and then the extensions window. And then I've got about a dozen of them here that I have installed. This was working for me. I'm not sure why it isn't anymore. But I have some C# extensions, editor, config, git lens, so I get things like this, so you can see who worked on a particular piece of code. CSS support paste JSON as code. We used that yesterday. That was pretty cool. Live share. Very important to have live share. Everybody loves live share. Let's reload, sure. You think I need to recompile? Maybe. Maybe. If I go back over to the test, yeah, I'm not sure that's going to find it. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to have the tests running. Let's take a look here. So I'm going to go down into corewiki.test and .NET build that. And it should build then all the other projects that it's dependent on. All right, so we've got add first start configuration. So this is something we were working on. Yeah, we're in project first start right now. Add first start configuration. This is in startup. All right, I thought I could control click. No. This one right here. I thought we had one of those. No. Over in the first start project. Let's make sure this runs properly so that we can run our unit tests and just let this go. Here. Startup extensions. Add first start configuration. No, we don't have one yet. And that's the actual configuration. All right. Well, that's not what I wanted. I was hoping to collapse everything. All right, here's what I'm going to do then to solve this. I'm going to actually create that method. I'll put it down here. Public static iService. Yeah. Add first start configuration, and it's going to take an iService collection. Where'd it go? I just had a cursor. Where'd it go? Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. Return services. Now, why isn't that... Tab moves focus. No. That's better. Weird. All right. So now, if I .NET build, that should work now. We just created the add first start configuration. Go back there. It's there. We created it. iService collection, add first start configuration. Because we also have use first start configuration. What? Why isn't that seeing it? I've already got using CoreWiki first start. Public static. Is it not compiling? It compiled first start. Okay. What are we thinking? I thought it feels like it uses. I love the command line to build my apps. Everyone is different. Yeah, you're right. Starting to love Vim because, yeah, Vim is very cool. Oh, wait a sec. That's better. That's what I was missing. So now if I .NET build, I forgot the this to make it an extension. Yeah, Super Zal? Is that right? Wow. Thank you for your help. There we go. Now that works. And if I go back over to this, refresh, it should find my tests now. Right? Yo, Zoltra Lord. Hello, hello. Welcome.
Oh, my.
All right. I want to test if working with live streaming like I open VS Code on streaming PC and connect other PC with VS Live Share. Oh, yeah, that works. Oh, yes, yes. That absolutely works. So now it's found these. Let's try and run all tests, and we should see everything succeed. And then I'll go through, because there are a couple tests here on the URL helpers. I want to get these repointed over to the articles, and then I can start slashing code all over the place and making sure that all my tests still build and run. Hey, Mr. Regs, good to see you. There we go. All right, all green. First step done. We've got working tests. Let's start hacking and slashing here. Let's see what we can break. So before I do anything, before I actually delete here, right? We're about an hour in and we're going to start cutting this up, right? Set the timer. Jeff's refactoring code. Let's figure out if we can actually get it done.
Woo!
No, Rick.
Do it!
That's what we're going to do. I'm going to rename this just to make sure that we don't completely get hosed up deleting. So now we've got 0 references to everything because I gave it a name that's kind of bogus. Okay. So now my compiles have broken, and I'm not going to see my tests work at all here if I try and tell it to rerun. They shipped it via Amazon. Oh, terrific. So we know it's on its way. That's great news, Janescu. Thanks for sharing that. So now if I open this up, I'm going to run .NET Watch build here so that every time there's a change, it'll rebuild the application and we'll see errors like this. And now we have a place to go to start narrowing down and removing and refactoring where this is being referenced. So the first place here is in CoreWiki Application CS Proj. So, and you're not going to let me click on that file, are you? Ah, you turkey. And that's in the Article Management Service. So let's go there. Article Management Service. Now, this is going to start to get a little hairy here. So when we're updating, right, so this is the Article Management Service that's going to update articles, right? We have an article in history we're creating. When we update articles, we need to figure out what the slug is in order to properly check and make sure that we have valid topics in that. Would the Problems tab work here? I think this does pretty much the same thing. Sure. Right, so let's say I cancel this. All right, yeah, I think you're right. The Problems tab will get me some of these. So Article Management Service, URL helpers does not exist. So this bit right here where it's trying to figure out if the topic is indeed valid. Troubleshooting Active Directory issues this morning. So we're doing a little bit of refactoring of our project here. We've got duplicate logic, and we're making sure that all of our logic lives with our domain objects. That's the way that we've architected this application so that our business logic around our domain objects, in this case articles, and the formatting of those are proper. The article should be valid, not the topic, is the comment from Brave Cobra. The article should be valid, not the topic. So right now we throw an invalid topic exception if there's an issue with, right, if the title isn't proper, if it isn't valid. I think update of the slug should be separate functionality in order to avoid 404 on already shared articles. So article slug should be changed only when requested by admin. Thanks, Ultra Lord. Uncle Bob would be proud. Yes. Some of these are application validations. Yes. Some are article validations, but all those can only be checked in the application, not the user interface. Yes. So this service, right, if we come back over here, it lives inside of the application, which the application actually is interacted with by the user interface, and at some point here spins up our domain article to actually interact with it. You know what? I don't actually... No. Oh, wait. It's on the... Not the notification. It is... Why am I thinking about this? This is... I'm getting confused, and I need to make sure I remember this properly. Never trust the UI. Always protect the API. Yes. So this is doing the Entity Framework update. See, I haven't looked at this in a little bit. Yeah, okay, so this is coming off of, it's receiving the mediator. It's updating the database and then sending notifications. Right, okay. Okay. So this one. So we're updating it. We're receiving this information. We're not actually interacting with the domain object here at all. Right, get article by ID returns a task of type article. Right, an existing article, come on. Right, is a task of type article, which I believe, yes, is the domain article. Right? That's not the DTO article, because the DTO article is somewhere else. Yeah. So we can actually, inside of existing article, right? Existing article is this. Pardon me. So, right, we should have on this the URL friendly method. And it doesn't need to be static. We can nuke that as well. So let me come back over here. Right, I should be able to do something like, just to make sure I'm looking at the right one here, right? URL friendly. Come on. That's right. Yeah. And that's valid. So we are looking at the domain object here in the application layer. We've received it, and we can interact with it at this point. So this validation that's being done up here to check if the topic is valid, we can actually do inside the domain object. This is business logic. This is what defines a valid slug. So if we move this logic into our domain object, when we do the update, right, we can actually have the domain object raise, oh, you're setting my topic improperly. This isn't something that's valid. Hey, Bokyo, welcome. So, yes, very much. This is separation of concerns. You're right. So let's start in the first one, yes, the second one, not. So the first one, we're checking the topic to make sure the topic is valid. The second one, yeah, okay, so the second one, you're right. This is checking to see if there's a conflict. That's a conflicted topic. This is a separate logic check. And we can actually move that around, I think, as well. So let's nuke this. I think we need to get the existing article, because this is an update. Let's get the existing article first. If the existing article does not equal null, so if we do find an article and the existing article ID does not, well, hang on, this is getting article by slug and trying to get this. I think we have to get the article by ID first. Yeah, let's do this first. Conflict needs knowledge of the other article which only the database knows. Oh, you're right. The rainbow bar went missing. Let's bring that up. I want to make sure. There we go. So I am continuing the Rainbow Beard. The Rainbow Beard Challenge Rambling Geek. You're right. We missed the October. So we're going to push it out to December 1st. If we can get to 5,000 by December 1st, I will do the Rainbow Beard at Dev Intersection in Las Vegas. And I'll be streaming live from there too. So, tell your friends, tell your families, sign up for Twitch, click that follow button up at the top. I think it's like over in that corner. And let's see if we can push that number over 5,000. Let your friends know out there on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. I think Stream Tools are using username, not display name. Could be. Could be. So, hey, Eldorian, thank you so much for that subscription. I appreciate you using your Twitch Prime here. That's great stuff. Of course, if you have a Twitch Prime, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can hook it up to your Twitch Prime account, turn it into Twitch Prime just by clicking one of the buttons up there at the top of the screen to connect your Twitch account with your Amazon account, and then you get a free channel subscription you can use anywhere you'd like on Twitch. You can get access to the emotes and whatever channel it is that you subscribe to. If you use it here, you'll get the C# bot emote, the .NET bot emote that you can use, and we'll make a donation together to Girl Develop It, so we can help women and other folks who don't have an opportunity in the software industry learn how to write code, just like we're doing here. Thanks so much for the support. That's great stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now I'm moving on to the G Fuel. Here we go. And I'm using Fruit Punch today. So what I think we need to do here is I think we need to take that existing article. We need to fetch the existing article based on the ID that was requested first. And then we need to start filtering out and saying, okay, here's the title that we submitted. And then let those validation checks happen inside of our object and let it throw those errors appropriately for us. Let that happen over there. We don't need to go crazy with that inside the application. The application can be a little bit dumber about that and let those more application validation checks be done properly. I don't want to see code in the next 2 days. Sorry. My bad. Catch you later, Bokyo. Have a good weekend. Alright, so let's take this, and I'm going to use the Alt up and down keys. I'm going to move this up so we get the existing article first. And we're going to mark that as var. And then this one, we're going to need to fix. But string is null or white space slug. So this is after we've already evaluated what the new name should be. I'm going to close this and go back over here to our domain object. So now I need to come through and figure out, right, when I set the topic, it goes through and does the URL friendly test here. Just finished exams week. I don't want to see assembler code for the next 2 weeks. Hey, Tala, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Oh, that's cool. An MX chip IoT dev kit. Very cool stuff. We're looking at doing IoT topics all November long. I'm trying to figure out the logic around that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so the slug is doing a URL friendly check on the value. That's okay, and then I think I need to do a validation check after this. Now, do I create another method to do it, or do I do that same check that was right here? Oh my gosh, Rambling Geek. Come on, where's that notification? Come on, Stream Tools. It's not popping up, but thank you for gifting a subscription And Omega Tyler, you're the recipient. Congratulations. Enjoy the bot, and we'll make another donation to Girl Develop It. Thank you very, very much. So I'm going to move this over here. So I want to check now if that is null or white space. Now this invalid topic exception, I believe this exists inside... I believe it exists inside the application. Yeah. Invalid topic exception. Hey, Dee Dee, thank you for that subscription. Oh my gosh, now you get to use the C# bot here. And, of course, we'll make a donation to Girl Develop It as well. Boroke, LOL. Sorry, you can't use Windows Form on Linux. Why you choose Linux? I'm not using Windows Form. That's right. I'm not building a Windows client application, an application that you would install on Windows. But I am building a web application. So, that's a choice that any web developer can make who's using .NET. You can choose to use Windows, Mac, or Linux to work with .NET Core. And it's something that I want to experience for about a month. Give it a try, have some fun learning a little bit more about that together, and make sure that folks know that this is something that's not bad to use. It's a good experience. I'm not so much concerned yet about the usage of application using URL friendly. More important are the Razor pages using it. They're the ones that need to go. You're right, they do. I tried streaming once while coding. It was most anxiety-ridden coding I've ever done, with 0 people watching. Yeah, okay. .NET Core like ASP.NET. Yes. So .NET Core is the new version of it's the reimagining the next generation of .NET framework that the ASP.NET web frameworks are built on top of. You can actually build with... I'm not going to get into that. They're built on top of .NET Core. So you can use ASP.NET Core along with MVC and SignalR and Web API, those technologies that we've known and really enjoyed in .NET Framework, you can use in the new ASP.NET Core frameworks and target Windows, Mac, or Linux environments with the exact same logic. Have to rush to an appointment? All right, take care. Have a nice weekend, Turrican. Okay. The 0 people watching anxiety was, See, I'm okay with falling on my face. I do it quite nicely.
Oh my.
Thank you for the follow, Borake. I appreciate that. Yeah, you've seen, I make a lot of mistakes. You're a student in Turkey working in C#, but all sources are English, not Turkish. Oh, okay. That's some great feedback. I will make sure I share that with the team, that we need to localize a little bit better. Get a little bit better translation for some of our documentation and things out there. So the invalid topic exception should actually be, I think, a little bit more core. But then we're going to run into an issue where core is being referenced a little bit further out in our application. I'm not terribly concerned about that, but those domain objects I don't want leaking into the web. What do you think, Brave Cobra, if I move the exceptions into that domain project? It feels like the right way to go, but then my domain objects are going to leak. I agree, Robert. The documentation should be localized as much as possible. At least get it into some of the... Well, first off, documentation should be maintained. Let's start there. And then let's get it into some of those more popular languages that we need to make sure we support. Mandarin Chinese, French, Spanish, English, of course. And then there's going to be a whole tree of different languages that we're to go to from there. But we'll get the most coverage by targeting those 4 to start. Yeah, if I move that exception class out, is it bad if my repositories return view models to the controllers in MVC? Depends on your architecture. That might be okay for what you're doing, Superbrain. I would be more concerned if you're passing view models into your repositories. Buy an SSD for my PC, but SSD is fast on compiling. It is. They will help you get your compiling running faster. You know what? This is going to take a really long time, and I don't want to spend the whole time chasing down these references. We've got about a half hour left here. Yes. So when you compile, it reads from disk, and the CPU acts on it. If you have a slow disk, those files that it's reading off of disk will take longer to compile. You can kind of emulate this by using a RAM drive and copying your source code onto the RAM drive, which actually allocates memory as disk space. And then use that to compile from. And you'll see a little bit of a performance bump when you do that. So let's do this. This is going a little bit too far down for what I want to accomplish right now. Let me back off of that change. See, this is why I was kind of like, do I really want to go over here? Let me roll this back in here. Yeah. All right, there we go. So that's okay, and then let me go back to that URL helpers method that was up. Where'd it go? Here. Right, let me roll that back. So now that's visible, and this is inside the application object. Inside the application project. Let's start by just making this internal. And now let's see what we break. So now we're in the test. That's okay. We're inside the configuration. Here we go. So this is kind of what Robert was talking about. Not Robert. I'm sorry. What Brave Cobra was talking about. It's being referenced in some other places. We're okay with these ones down here. These are just warnings. I'm not concerned about those. Oh, yeah. Where's the filter? Show me the filter. Open the filter. Okay. So the pages, these ones we should get rid of. We shouldn't be doing URL helpers up here in the pages. Let's focus on these ones. So close others here. And all that I've done is I've said that URL helpers inside the application is local to the application by marking it as internal. So now look at this. I'm doing URL helpers URL friendly article.topic. Well, article.slug is already populated, and it's already had this applied. So what I should be able to do here is remove that and this, and change this to article dot, and slug isn't there. So this is a problem, that our slug isn't being carried out for us into the article edit view model. Let's take a look at that. So let's put the slug on this. Public string slug, and we'll put a get set there. Put some spaces around that. There we go. So now this is being referenced in 4 places. Create map for article edit from article reading DTO. So let's go take a look at article reading DTO. So that does have a slug. So it'll automatically build that for us. So I think we're going to be good with that. Right? The DTO doesn't have it. Yes, it does. It's right there. Article reading DTO does have a slug. And it's actually referenced 7 times. So I think we're going to be okay to copy that in. Our view model didn't have a slug. So now if I go back to... Where'd my edit page go? Right? Identifier expected. Yeah, there it is. So now I should be able to say slug. So create article from link ID equals URL helpers, URL friendly. So I don't need to do that. I can just say article dot slug. Wiki slash. Now instead of working this, right? And look at this, is actually extra processing that we're now preventing from being done, right? I can now say if article slug equals the homepage slug. Otherwise, go to, look, see, would be calculating it a second time there. Ugh. And I don't need that extra. All right, let's put parentheses around this whole thing so it evaluates it. So now URL helpers homepage slug, this doesn't, right, this, right, this is a constant that now isn't available because I made this class an internal class. Superbrain asks, is DTO the same as a model while view model is just for holding data for the view? It's very close. A DTO is a data transfer object. It's an object that we're using for transferring data across assembly boundaries, across project boundaries. This way, we end up with this rich formatted object that doesn't have any business logic. It's dumb. It just has get set properties to just transfer data back and forth. Do you have any C# sources? Maybe a YouTube channel, a Udemy course? I believe you can go here and you can check out a bunch of, well, this is C# and XAML, but our friend Bob Tabor is out here and has some great C# courses for folks. C# fundamentals with Bob Tabor. So I'm going to copy this for you. So check out Microsoft Virtual Academy there, Borake, and that should help you. I actually have a phone call later today with Bob Tabor. We're going to talk about some opportunities. So this homepage slug now is not, it's not available. Is it better to compare slug with the homepage slug by using equals with ignored case? The questions aren't working because I'm still getting an access denied off of that. We need to fix that. Bob Tabler. I see what you did there. Sneaky, sneaky. Slug.equals. Homepage slug. Is that Vapor? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Let me think. How should we do this? So the homepage slug very much is a constant that should be available throughout the application. Do we just create a class called constants and make it available? Put it in configuration. That's not bad. Ooh, Sanad Meskin. That's pretty good. So there is a... Where's the configuration stuff? We had a refactored configuration out here somewhere, and I forget where it is. So there's configuration. I thought we moved it somewhere. So much stuff has moved so quickly that I'm forgetting where some of these things are. So right now, configuration for the web application is up here. Why is that grumpy? Oh, all right, we've got another one in there we're gonna have to fix. No problem. Piece of cake. We'll get to that one. So there is configuration up here, and there's these settings. And those are application. Yeah, I think there's like a common set of constants that we need. I think is where I'm going to go with this. And let's make this a static class. And I'm going to go back to... Oh, where'd it go? Here. It's not a static string. That should be a constant. So I'm going to move that here. Public const. Right, const is a constant. It can't be changed. So this is something that does need to be shared. I feel like it needs to go somewhere that's accessible to the entire application. Superbrain asks, what kind of web app are we making here? What does it do? So this is a very simple wiki application that we've been building. And we're learning more about ASP.NET Core. We're learning about C#. We're learning about architecture as we go through and build this. And it is very much like Wikipedia. It's got articles that it can display. You can take comments, and it's got the ability to show you the latest changes. And there's only one article right now on this public instance of it. But we've gone through and we've done a lot of work on this project to learn and grow various features around it. There's even a playlist available on YouTube that you can check out. You can see every step that we've gone through developing this. A wiki can get complicated. We're trying to keep it simple, trying to keep it straightforward so that folks can learn and follow along. So, hey, it's Fierce Kittens. Hello, hello. Stop the press. Don't crash. It's good to see you.
Wow.
We're so impressed.
Wow.
Okay. So that's what we're working on, and we're trying to refactor some of this out. And we've got this weird thing where we're calculating the name of our application, the name of our pages, in a bunch of different places, and we want to simplify that, right? One of the key things that folks describe when they talk about writing more solid code, more lean, more direct code, is don't repeat yourself, or keep your code dry. And you can go back to some of the videos that we did with our friend Steve Smith where we talked about some of these lean design principles, like don't repeat yourself. Yeah, Janescu, Fierce Kittens is here. It's always great to see her. Dropping by to write some code with us, or to comment and tell me how much she hates JavaScript. I'm watching you. So I think we just finished everything that we need for the edit page. I'm not concerned about the test project right now. That one's okay. Scrolling down here, Core Wiki website profile. Let's see. So this is in the startup. All right, let's see what this one is. Oh, this is someplace that we were already in tinkering. All right, I'm going to save that Razor page. So this is where we've created maps for AutoMapper. Now, if you haven't seen AutoMapper is a tool that allows you to generate that stupid left-right code that everybody always ends up writing, where you have one object and you're copying all the properties from that object to this object, and you've got this dumb left-right. This equals that code, and usually the fields have the exact same names, the properties that you're copying back and forth, and it's a pain to do. And every time you need to do it, a little bit of developer inside of you dies. Okay, so we can write code like this so that every time we need to map from one type to another, it'll go and figure that out for us. And if we want to change that mapping at all, it'll refigure it out for us also. So you saw I added an extra field to article edit. I added the slug field, property, make sure I use the proper terms here. And it automatically knows how to copy that over. So, not the tests, wrong one. Here we are. So looking here, we're creating a map and we're giving it a little bit extra information here about how to copy these things around. Now, in particular, it says here, for the slug, map from, that's weird, map from S to S. Well, duh, right? I mean, I shouldn't have to tell it that, it should just do it. Now, this is doing slug to topic. That's weird. Only works for ASCII characters. So let's go back and let's take a look at slug to topic. I'm going to do a quick find here on slug to topic. Now what this does, yeah, it's doing a simple replace. It's doing a map S to S wouldn't be doing anything. I thought so. So this isn't, this is just removing the hyphens, replacing them with spaces, and converting back to title case. So that's okay. But why are we doing that, right? Let's come back over here. This one I can definitely say let's get rid of, but this here, when we're for topic, we're saying map from, now the S is that string, it's going to be that topic. I shouldn't, right inside of the creating a map from a string to the create new article command. So create new article command is taking in a topic and a slug. See, this feels weird, right? Let me see this. Create new article command. Article command, article command. Creates an article wherever I command. No? When member list.none is specified, you need to specify every property in order to map it. Ah. The default is member list.destination. Alright, so if I go back over here, Okay. That makes sense. So I'm looking at this, and it's saying we're mapping from a string to a command, which is what's happening. Right? See, this doesn't make sense. No. Where'd it go? Back over here. Create new article command. We've got... All right, so that's the other one. So mapping from a string into create new article command. That feels weird. Mapping from a string into that? Right, I'm looking for... Nah, not on post. That's a test. I'm not as concerned about that one. This one. Nope, that's the configuration. I'm okay with that. Create article from link. Here it is. It's this one. Right? Let's open this up. So here it's taking the string that was passed in, and it's converting it into a create new article command. That feels weird. That feels really weird. How are you confused? Let me know. That, yeah. You only have the string, right? There you go, Blue Spider. So, okay. What this page does, this is the create article from link page. So, if you have a link that you're clicking that doesn't exist, right? We can actually say, no, you created an article and it references things that don't exist yet. This will put together that list of articles that we want to be able to create. So when you post it back, well, here's what we want to be able to create. We need to go and create those things. So it's doing this parallel mapping on the links to create. Okay, so for each link, for each page that comes out, let's go and create those commands. But that feels weird to do a mapping when we're just passing in a string. Skeleton articles, that's a good way to describe it. Yes. You create a default article based on a slug. Yes. So here's how I think we need to refactor this. Let's call, you know what? To make it more descriptive, and I like the term Robert Tables is using, let's call it a skeleton. Create skeleton article command. And I'm not even going to map that. That feels like a bad idea. Let's create that command and actually pass the slug over to that so that our domain object, where that logic exists, can do it, and not us here in the application. We're going to create a skeleton article command. And instead of that's exactly what we're doing here, Blue Spider. We're mapping that transform. Let's not do that. Let's actually pass the slug over to the application and tell it, here's what I want to create the skeleton article from. You know how to do this. So turn it back into the topic and create it appropriately. What do we think? I like the term Robert Tables. It is more descriptive of what we're trying to do, and we repurposed it a little bit. Now, wait a sec. I'm not shipping it yet. Look at that, right there. Not yet. I ran, oh my gosh. So come on here. Come on in here a little bit. Get in a little bit closer. I want to have a talk with you real quick. It's me. It's your friend .NET Jeff. Can we turn the music down a little? There we go. I know folks see me at different events. It's never a problem if you want to come up, say hi, take a picture, whatever. I am carrying things like these little cards now. I've got stickers that I'm carrying with me when I'm at events. There were some folks that saw me at Angular Mix where I was earlier this week, and they weren't sure. Never a problem. Please, I want to meet you. You've helped me so much with the stream here, with the things that we've been trying to accomplish, to learn and grow together. Never a problem to come up, say hello. You know, and I'll be happy to pass some cards, some stickers over to you. You know, please don't be intimidated if you see me at a Microsoft event, at a conference somewhere. If I'm sitting down eating dinner, please respect my space, and you know, I'm having dinner. But if you see me in a hallway at an event, or you know, if you catch me giving a presentation, absolutely stop by afterwards, and I'd be more than happy to say hello and connect with you. Okay, I'm famous. I don't like to use that word, but there was a gentleman from Brazil, didn't speak very much English, but wanted to say hello and get a picture taken at Ignite, and that was great. Not a problem, and I want to make sure that I give you a little bit of assurance that I'm happy to do that. All right? So, all right, put the music back up. Let's get back to writing some code here. There we go. Back to the code.
Do it!
All right, yes, let's do it. So let's create this command, right? So we have commands. Commands are things, and what do you think, Fierce Kittens? We're doing the CQRS bits here. I know that's not the type of applications that you typically build. Let me know. I'd be curious to get your feedback about this type of approach. So our command objects, where the heck? Right, it was there's create new article command, and that is here inside the application. So let's duplicate this effectively, because that's what we're going to end up with, right? And we'll start chucking things out of it that we don't need. And we called this create skeleton article command. All right, we'll paste that in there. Sorry, I had it turned down a notch because of work. That's okay. No, I wanted to get your opinion of doing this command query responsibility separation architecture, where we've got these command objects and query objects separated that we're interacting with. I know it's a little bit different from the type of applications that you build. I think I mentioned Lord and Master once. Yes, sure. I'm in a small group of folks from Twitch that are famous. Oh, thank you, Robert Tables. Wait till you see what we have planned. I met up with Noopcat, and last week, and we've got some dastardly things planned. Nuke the topic content and add the slug. Yes, I agree. We need to get rid of this one. We do have slug. It is there, so we can get rid of the topic as well. So we just have the author ID, the author name, and slug. That's good for me. And can I control period on this and move it out? Yes. So check this out. You see how the little light bulb pops up in Visual Studio Code? I can control dot in here, just like I do in Visual Studio 2017. And get some refactoring help. I'm going to move this type out into a separate file, and there it is. Cool. Save that off, come back over here, and this create. Now, we don't have a map for that, and I don't really want a map for that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this up just a little bit. This is going to be a new, thank you. Create, come on now. Create skeleton article command. Skeleton article command. Now, why doesn't it like that? No. Something's not building right is what's going on. I see what's going on here. Create article from link. There's a semi. Nah, that worked. All right. So I can say slug equals the link. Right, so now this one, user create command. I don't need that. I can say author ID equals user dot, oh crumbs. Yeah, that's fine. Save that, go away. Let me go back to my create page and let's steal some logic from over there. Because, oh, look at that. It's doing mapper map on the user. You dog, you. Okay. Where is it mapping the user object? No. There, create map from claims principal to create new article command. That feels weird. But there's my method to do it. And then it's S identity name. All right. Equals GUID parse. And this is going to be user. And then next is the author name equals user. Oh, come on, man. Thank you. User identity name. Semicolon. All right. Create command equals mapper. Nope. Don't need that. But I'm adding it out there. Fantastic. Now I can change this to constants. Constants fry. No. Do the same thing here. Constants fry. What movie is that? Use the same logic there. A skeleton is an unfinished, unwritten article. Yes. Brave Cobra is suggesting reusing the logic there instead of mapping the user ID and author name. Okay. Alright, we can do that. So if I do that, right, let me oh, nuts. No. Put that back. If I say create command, what was it? Create command equals mapper map. Oh man, am I gonna do this right? I'm mapping into a create skeleton article command user. Right? And then if I go back over to this, I can duplicate that and make this create skeleton article command. There we go. Right? Is that what you were thinking? Underscore mapper. Did I reference the wrong one? There we go. Are you kidding? I think that works. I've got one more red area up here, and that is this. Fix that. Good. Edit page is done. All right. So we still have over here URL helpers for slug to topic on create new article. Now, this map I don't think is being used anymore. Right? I think that was the only place that was doing it. So I can nuke that. This is using URL helpers URL friendly from the topic. So this is creating a new article from the article create object. The article create object has a topic and content. This is a view model. Okay. So I need to add an extra map for the user. It's right there. From claims principal. I think I got it, right? Ooh. Let me double check my schedule here. I may need to jump. Because I'm not sure. I might have had Okay, I have a 12:30. I've got a couple 12:30s. Holy crap. Folks like to triple book me for meetings in the create page. We'll get there in a second. Looking at here where we're doing this is absolutely being done in the create page. It's trying to generate the slug from the content from the view model, which we don't need to do because the domain object will do that for us. In create article from link, you're not adding the user. Let me go back to that. This is great pair programming. Thank you, Brave Cobra. I'm not adding the user. On post. Yeah. Hang on. Yes, I am. Wait a sec. I thought I deleted that. Yeah. Create command equals mapper map the user. Return to dust. Hello, New Jersey. Hello out there. I am so sorry for your Giants. Sorry. I can't wear my Eagles green because green screen. It kind of disappears. But welcome, Return to Dust. We're all good with sports and having fun with that, encouraging our teams. I'm killing the slug now. 10 minutes from Philly. Oh, fantastic. Okay. So why don't we do this then? It feels like then we need to turn this around a little bit, right? If I take this... No, leave that where it was, right? And if I take that out, and then say create command slug equals link. Giants, Saquon Barkley. That was amazing. So, I'm Penn State alumni. Loved watching Saquon Barkley. So, Saquon Barkley's first year in the league, running back, carries the ball like a freight train. But for the past 4 years, I had the pleasure of watching him wearing the navy blue and white for my Nittany Lions. And oh, baby, watching that guy carry the ball was amazing. That should do it, though. That, right, Brave Cobra? That should be amazing. Right? This should just do it. So I think we're okay there. But this one, I think we can start to get rid of here. Oh, have a good one, Sinad. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, I'm going to need to wrap up here quickly. But this is going to be an ongoing set of changes here to strip this out. This, like I said, I think I can get rid of that. Which means that our create new article command and I also need to build the create skeleton service so that it knows how to handle that command and process that. NDR 458. I'm doing great. How are you? I'm feeling good because my Eagles won last night. And I jumped all over the G Fuel Philly shaker. Create new article command should not have a slug. Yes, I agree. Because we've moved that logic over to the domain object. So it's referenced in 5 places. So it's in the maps over here, which I'm going to nuke. And in the post, so that's a, oh, so this is a test. I'm okay with that. We're gonna, with the test breaking, and we'll fix that in a little bit. So, I think I can effectively get rid of that. Go back to the create new article command. And So it's got 3 references, and they're all in the test now, so I can delete that. All right. No, I can't. Why not? I don't... Hang on. Where was it? Over here. Oh, the member list source we do need. Okay. Yes, we need that. I don't need these lines where it's redefining the slug. That's okay. Yeah, there we go. Robert Tables asks, in retrospective, is there anything you would have done differently to avoid some of the pain of dealing with URL helpers you're doing now? Good question. I think we made a mistake. So when we were migrating from a standard Onion architecture type of application to a CQRS architecture, we tried to make it easy to place things appropriately. And to do that and make it easy, we started copying objects into whatever project that just made sense to put them in. So while that's not a problem, it repeats itself. And if we had thought through our architecture a little bit more, we could have simplified this from the get-go. And I think as we were introducing AutoMapper and we were introducing some of these things and we saw that duplication, it would have been and should have been higher on our refactoring discussion. The missing architecture explained where we made those mistakes. Yeah. So I think, all right, now we've got, right, all of our URL helpers cleared out of the CoreWiki profile website. But create new article command was changed, and we changed that, and we introduced that create skeleton article command. So now we need to actually handle managing those. So create new article command, article command, article command. Does everything, article command. So there's the map. Yeah, I believe it's this one. Yep, this is... Oh, that's the tests. I don't want the tests. No. No. That's in the create. What? Yeah, this one. There we go. Create new article command handler. So, yeah, stop it. I don't need to see the thing there. Go away. All right, so this is receiving the create new article command, and it is mapping it to an article, to a domain article. Now, where is that map? Configure pipeline logger, string helper, constants. I'm looking... Article managing profile. So the architecture emerged, yes. Article managing profile. Where did you put that? Article managing profile under core application. Articles managing. Ah, down here. Ah, there it is. Okay. So from create new article command to an article, we're ignoring the ID. We're using version 1. Nice. Hey, Maruko. Thank you so much for that kind cheer. We'll match that and make a donation to Girl Develop It. Thanks so much. Okay, so published, comments, history, view count. What we need to do in order to get it into the article, we also... Well, actually, it's going to copy the topic over, which will generate the slug. Right? So it... Let me make sure... Let's go back to that. Ooh, wait a sec. Not that profile. Bouncing around a little bit too fast here. I want to make sure we get this. For member, so... Create map from article to article manage DTO. Right, it'll... Yeah, okay, so because we didn't, it's going to copy over those things that match directly. Topic and content. So topic, content, the author ID, and author name will automatically be copied over because they have the same property names. So what will happen then is our article, when the topic is copied in, right, because it'll fire the set method here, it'll set the slug appropriately, and we actually don't need to do anything. It will just work. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. What we'll need now is we'll need a create map for the skeleton object that we're going to create. So let's go back up here. We had the create article, new article command handler. We're going to need the exact same thing here, but to create skeleton articles, right? So that stub article that Robert Tables was describing, where it's all we really have is just the topic and the author who created it, and we don't even have the topic. We have the slug, and we want to convert that back into it. Yes, we're going to create a new handler. Now I could create a new handler on this exact same object here, which actually doesn't feel too bad. I'm going to put a carriage return in here because I'm going to have it implement two different request handlers. And this time it's going to be create skeleton article command, and that returns a command result as well. So we have create new article command handler here. That's fine. We're going to use the exact same stuff, and we'll create another mapping here. My idea for naming it skeleton comes at a bit from how the UX pattern is used on Facebook for the shape of posts on Facebook while they're async loading. Oh, that's a neat reference, Robert Tables. I hadn't thought of that. Okay. And here I was thinking it was a Halloween reference. Who knew? This shouldn't be a colon. It should be a comma. There we go. All right. And let's generate that interface. So I get a new handle method down here. So this time we're going to be handling, let's close this so we can see what's going on here a little bit. So using the CQRS pattern, we have these handlers that are receiving commands, and they're going to go do something based on what's in that command class. And the command class, it's this idempotent, right? It's this little object that has a couple of properties that we're passing along. And we need to make this an async task. All right, I've got 15 minutes. All right, I think we'll finish this one, and maybe we'll check it in, and we'll handle it. So this has two different... Now, Brave Cobra is suggesting a separate class. Could do that. But that separate class is going to have the exact same stuff around the article management service, the mapper, and is actually going to be very similar to what we're doing here. I think it's similar enough that I'm okay with putting it in the same class for this instance. They're a different concern. I agree they're a different concern, but they have two different grains of the exact same data. Right? And so, follow me for just a second here. I'm going to copy this, paste it here. It's literally the exact same thing. The difference is going to be that we're mapping the request, and this map is going to be is slightly different inside of our mapping profile. This is a common mistake, duck typing. Right, we're overloading the handle function, right? When we're receiving a create new article command, it's going to do this. When we're receiving a create skeleton article command, we're going to do this. And in fact, we could even dedupe this a little bit, right? And have one method that does both. Is the activity really that different between creating a new article versus skeleton? Yes, that's what I'm feeling here. If I were to push this into a almost identical class method, right? So let's go through that overload quickly. If we did public async task, right, returning a command result, handle of type T, right? Let's call this handle so that it doesn't get handle create article. Where we have a T to request, and this isn't even public, and it's not as dink, right? Let's make this private, right? And a cancellation token of type cancellation token, we'll name it, right? And if we paste it in the exact same thing here, that shouldn't be task, that should be T. All right. That works the way that it is there, and then I can make this just do return handle create for article request cancellation token. Now, since this is async, the return expression must be of type command result rather than task command result. Okay. Go like that. Oh, now I'm going to get all tripped up on my async and awaits. This is async. I'll PR and take it out again. Ah, come on. And because this call is not awaited, execution of the current method continues before the call is completed. Yes, that's fine. That's what I want. And not all code paths return a value. Yeah, see, I need to return that. Which means that I'm going to need to await, which then feels weird. Right, but then I can do the exact same thing up here. So these end up all being overloads. Right? Can do that because it's all the exact same thing. We had one handler for all commands. I split them due to different concerns. Is the activity really that different? You support both commands, one command for one handler. So the class just knows and consumers don't care. If I send create this with or without data, it's more clear with one API that handles not being passed data. Right, I'm okay. So this I think is okay. If you combine, you need to support all implemented commands. Well, in this case, these are two commands that do the same thing but are carrying two different sets of data, right? One is more complete data, including content. The other one is not. It's creating the skeleton. I'm going to have to agree to disagree with you here on Brave Cobra. I think this is simpler, not repeating ourselves. If we run into an issue, I think it's easy enough to split this out in the future. But we don't have an issue at this point where we need to have two separate ones. I understand your concern, but I think I'm going to agree to disagree because I think this minimizes the amount of code we're managing. So, and that's okay. It's okay that we disagree on an implementation of this. What I still need to do, no matter which way we approach this, I do need to create a map from a skeleton article to a domain article. So let's create that next. So create skeleton article command. So we're ignoring the ID, the version, the publish, the comments, the history, the view count. So all that it's copying over now, it has, so that creates skeleton article command. To finish thinking about that, here it is. All it has is a slug, so it's copying in the slug. So instead of copying the slug directly in, we're going to map and do that transform back into a topic as well. There are worse things wrong with the current code. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There are. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to, where was it? The profile. I don't have that open right now. Configuration. Here it is. Right, so it was doing in here. Let me tell you what. Let's cheat a little here. This is in which folder? This is in startup. Come on. What? Core Wiki, where's... Oh, under configuration. Okay. So now if I do a git diff on... This is Core Wiki website profile. I can copy, right? Here it is, 4-member, this bit right there. Copy. And we'll cheat and go back over to here. Excuse me. 4-member topic map from slug to topic. So we're going to copy into the topic object. We're not mapping from... It's going to be from the... right? No, not from the map. No, map from is taking the command. So we're going to say command dot... Oh, come on. Stop. URL, so it'll be... I'm going to actually call article dot. Hey, Jesse Skinner. And Cyralash, hello. Has anybody ever seen Perfect Code? Yes, I have. It was beautiful. It was amazing. It was a lie.
Oh my.
No, kidding. You know who writes Perfect Code?
Scott!
Okay, I might be lying a little bit there. All right. Ooh, gosh, I gotta. All right, we gotta cut and run here. So for the topic, we're receiving from the article command. So we have the slug. We need to go from the article. We need to go from the article to the topic. What if we put a method on this called setTopic from slug? I think that might be good. Perfect code is code that you delete. All right, let's do this. So we've got all this stuff down here for this. Right. There's URL friendly. And there should also be, it's not even in here. The slug to topic method. Right, if I do a find on, there it is. It's in create, and it's also in URL helpers. Hey, Jesse Skinner, thanks so much for... Oh my gosh, Robert Tables. Thank you for gifting a sub to Jesse. I really appreciate that. And we'll make a donation to Girl Develop It. Thanks so much for that. Let's take slug to topic here. And let's move this into our article object. So that we have it here. It doesn't need to be public. We'll make it private. And I'm going to leave that there, but I have a feeling we can simplify this a little bit. I'm going to create a public method here called set topic from slug to make it really clear exactly what we're doing here. Girl Develop It Philly, not just Philly, but actually to the global organization, and how they decide to use that is up to them. It's a violation of the S of solid. It can be, yes. But I think we're doing the same create for both of these commands. That's why I think deduping it into one handler is okay. Mazel95, I'm doing fine. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's see here. Set topic from slug. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say var new, you know what? I can actually just go directly to the topic. Equals, that method I copied over was slug to topic. Equals slug to topic, slug, and I have a feeling we can simplify this a little bit. Let's make this a void. Okay. And even, you know what? Let's make this internal, because I don't want this sneaking out somewhere else. Yeah. All right. Back over to this, and we'll go back to our profile. So now instead of doing this, we can say, not command, right? We can say D dot. Do I have access to it? No, it doesn't know what D is. Right? D is our article object. Right? M is member configuration expression. The chat isn't meant for discussion. Yes, it is. Now cut that out. What do we have here? I want to... See, I'm not too familiar with AutoMapper here. D is the destination or target. Right. So if I say map from, well, so check this out. It doesn't know what D is here. Right? D is over here. The second part of the expression IMapping expression for member takes a name. No, wait. Different one here. Takes a func, receiving the article, and then the member. Command would be source. Yeah, I don't want the source. I want the destination object, but D it doesn't know what to do with here. Would I be able to say D dot no? Ah, too many. Right? Yeah, D doesn't exist on this side. Right? D is part of what's happening over here. Past two arguments. Two arguments. Yeah, my destination is D topic. What do you want to put in D topic? Right. You know what? I don't want to. I don't want to put into D topic. Right, so I just wrote a method here that will set the topic from the slug. right? And I want to call that method instead. So what is that, a transform? See, I don't know enough about this, about AutoMapper. I want to call a method, or you want to reduce instead of map. Reduce. No. I'm still mapping here. Substitute. What does substitute do? I wish this screen replaced the original runtime instance with a new source instance. No, that's not what I want. Not sure AutoMapper will let you call a method. For source member. No. Okay. So let's nuke that then. Right? So when we do the mapping, right? Where'd that hand? It is here. So now I do have something different. Now it is doing something different at the conclusion of this. Maybe another property or set calls your method. Right. So let's then automap to that new property. No. I think we map from S slug to topic. Really? All right, map M. What's S? Where are you getting? Yeah, that's the the map from. Right, the map from is giving me, it's giving me the command as the object. Hey, Ellie Face. Hello. Yeah. Nice shaker. Well, I've got the, that's the Philly shaker. I also have the grass shaker. If I were to show it, it's green and it disappears. It, really disappears. Here, it's over here on the shelf. Look at this. It's invisible! Haha! Kind of funny. Alright. Slug to topic should be static then if it's on article only. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I've got to get out of here. I have my next meeting waiting. So let's do this. Let's get rid of this. Come down here and let's make this internal static string, and then map from, so S is my command. So what I can do is I can say article dot, hey. Oh shoot, it's internal to the domain. All right, I gotta make it public then. Article dot slug to topic S dot slug. And now it'll do that. And now it copies it in, and I think we've got it. Wonder if Gillette does women's sponsorships. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, all right, Brave Cobra, I think we got it. Studio, good mic, G Fuel shaker. I'm going to be Dr. Disrespect here soon. My sunglasses are downstairs. Yeah, I do have the fat Oakleys. Only took 5 minutes. You know what? Doctor respect though. Aha! I see what you're doing there. All right, let's commit what I've got so far. There we go. And I'll mark this as work in progress. Right now, I'm on the project branch here. That feels bad. I don't want to go and clobber the project branch with this. Nah, maybe I do. Started refactoring URL helpers. Work in progress. Yep, git push. Fantastic. Now it's out there. All right. So let's wrap it up. Yeah, Clarkio sounds like a good idea. We'll set up and raid him. All right. So we started refactoring. We've got the start of this happening out there, so we can go out and continue to push and pull out those references to managing the slug property of our article. That should be something managed by our domain objects, not by a user interface. So we'll get that cleaned up a little bit. Karzakis, anyone get tips for programming, really want to get into it and learn at least one language before graduation? Check out mvamicrosoft.com. You can find some great tips out there, some great courses from some experts in the industry that'll teach you how to program C#, JavaScript, Visual Basic, if you'd like. Really great training videos. Shall I cover it, or do you want to do it on stream? Brave Cobra, if you want to go after it, be my guest. Absolutely. I'm always welcoming pull requests. I'm going to set up the raid for joining our friend Brian Clark. If you want to hang out and you want to join Brian, he's going to be setting up, preparing for working on some content for TwitchCon. So if you want to hang out, don't have to do anything. Just stay right here and you'll be transferred over. Python is a nice programming language, Karzakis. Karkaskis. We like .NET. .NET's available to run everywhere, and it'll run on mobile devices too, like the iPhone. All right, I'm kicking off the raid. All you have to do is hang out, and you'll be heading over there. Thanks so much for joining me today. It's been really fun. We're going to continue Ubuntober on Tuesday. Tomorrow I have an event with my daughters that we'll be at, but I hope you have a good one. We'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks for the cheer. I'll match that, of course. And we'll see Ellieface at TwitchCon, of course. Take care, everybody. We're headed over to Brian Clark in just a second. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Did it go? It says it went. There we go.